Hi, Mark. Tuesday, February the 24th, 9:45 a.m. Eastern, 2:45 p.m. GMT. US session well underway and going into the last few hours of the European session. Let's have a look at the US dollar performance, starting on the daily chart on the index, and you can see a green candlestick following up from yesterday's push higher, continuing today. I got support at yesterday's close, which is 97.69, and today's resistance 97.88. Tough level to break through. We see it was rejected end of last week at these highs. See if buyers can maintain the upward pressure demand for US dollars, test, perhaps break through this resistance level, and next test on the upside will be this descending triangle, and buyers will see if they can get up to that level, which sits at around the 98.30 level. But for now, the 98 level is proving to be a tough resistance. We'll see how that plays out through the rest of the US session. Let's have a look at the majors. Starting on the Euro US, and there you see the dollar strength. That's the red candlestick following up from yesterday. That's selling euro, buying US dollars. I've got resistance at 117.96, just under the 118 level, and I've got support sitting at 117.66. Pretty narrow, 30 pip range just over. We'll see if sellers can continue, sellers of euro, buyers of US, if US dollar strength continues and sellers break through this intraday support level. Next level on the downside will be the 117.39 support level. If we get a turnaround from strong to weak US dollar, a bounce off this level, buyers would be looking up at the resistance at the one just under the 118 level. Pound against the US. Small red candlestick, which would be selling pound, buying US dollar. So overall, US dollar is strengthening against the pound, but you can see the wick at the bottom of the candle, meaning US dollar has given up some of those gains and pound fighting its way back. I've got support at 134.66. I've got resistance at 135.04. Narrow range again, just over 40 pips. Let's just zoom in on the hourly. And there you see attempted fight back by the pound, but pretty flat over the past few hours and sitting in the middle of today's range for now. Let's have a look at the US against the yen. And here you see from the get-go, US dollar has been strong against the yen, extending the uptrend. I've got support at 154.57, and I've got resistance at 156.29. That's a strong push upwards, taken out these previous highs. See if the US can continue this average true range. Not could mean not much more room of for upside. 154, 154.57. It's already 150 pips. It's a big move. We'll see if US dollar strength can maintain at these levels for now, even if not a push higher, but just to maintain there. Or alternatively, if there is a bounce down from strong to weak US dollar and sellers do step in, they'll be looking all the way down at this 155 and below support level. US dollar against the Canadian. Here again, strong US dollar following up from yesterday. I've got support at 136.89 and I've got resistance at 137.25. Broken above these the previous 4 days, the highs, has broken above that. We'll see if buyers can continue the push higher and test break above this 137.25 and move up towards that 138 level, a long way away for now. Or if we see a turnaround, sellers step in, just like we saw here on the 6th of February. If unable to break higher, sellers do step in, bounce down off this resistance. They'll be looking down at the 136.89 support level. They'll be looking to get back below the 137. So we've got support resistance levels to work with. US dollar is on the front foot now that the US session is underway, giving up a little bit of those gains. We've seen that, not against the, so far, not against the yen, still very strong, and against the Canadian. The two European currencies, a bit of a stall. We'll see if US dollar strength can continue on the European currencies as well. Good trading. Keep that discipline. I'll see you at the end of day session.